Hello, everyone, and welcome back to Messages for You with Marva Kent, and welcome back to my atmospheric cafeteria where spirits just kind of come down and we have a little conversation, and then I give you a message. Today's message is for Grace's children. And take this how it resonates, because everything is going to resonate differently for everybody, okay? I mean, you might be listening to this, and as you're listening to this, things are going to sound to you like messages from someone that you loved. You might feel it, and then you're going to feel this feeling, and it's going to feel like my mom, my dad, my person, whoever this person is that's passed away has given me this message. Grace also directed me to grab my book Beneath the Moon, interesting slip up, but not necessarily the tarot cards. Now this is called Beneath the Moon, Fairy Tales, Myths, and Divine Stories from Around the World by Yoshitani. This is a beautiful set of cards. I love this set of cards. I love the feel. I love all of them. There's nothing I don't love about them. So Grace is like, okay, Martha, get on with it. I love her. I love her. She has blonde hair and blue eyes, and she's ever so elegant of a princess. And immediately she wants her children to know the following. She says she has 3 children, 2 girls and a boy. And I just said 2 boys and a girl, so maybe there's somebody there with 2 boys and a girl. And your mom's name does not have to be Grace. But she is telling me, she goes, Martha, acting was my passion. My children were my creation. As passionate as I was about acting, as much as I absolutely loved every single minute in front of the camera and on the stage, she goes, the act of having my children and raising them and watching them and seeing them grow and blossom and bloom was the greatest joy of my life. That was my creation. That was what I left behind. You know, when I was younger, I thought it was going to be the movies that I acted in. That was what people were going to see and remember me for. But at the end of the day, it's not. It's my children. And she wants you to know that I approve of absolutely everything that you have done in your life. There isn't one thing I haven't seen. There isn't one thing I haven't approved of. Because we all know I would have been that wild too had I actually been able to be that way. She says one of her children is a little bit more wild than the others. The other 2 are a little bit more subdued. She says her youngest was there when she passed away. And she said she is sorry that she brought you with her there. That was not her intention. But it is what happened. And it can't be denied. And it can't be sugarcoated, she says. We can't sugarcoat things, she says. When they're real and true, we just can't sugarcoat these things. It was never my intention. I'm almost being told it was like never her intention to take you with her in the car that day. It was never her intention to take you with her, because she knew when she was going that she wasn't coming back. It was never her intention to take you with her. But she wants you to know that she understood that there was also a parallel timeline where you did go with her, and that this happened. And this isn't just like it's not an alternate timeline, it's an alternate pathway. There were 2 paths that she could take. There was the path where she could scream at you and yell at you for the final time and say, no, you are not going with me. I don't care. And then you storm off and she storms off and she gets in the car accident and you think, my God, it's my fault because I was angry with her. And then she shows me, and then I saw the path, because you see, you have to understand, she woke up that morning understanding she was not going to make it through the day. And she had known this for about a year, she says. She had known this. She was preparing things. And she says, I could have either done that, or Martha, I could have taken her with me. And she said, I chose to take her with me. Because if I had to have anyone by my side when that happened, it would have been her. I love her, and I'm sorry, she says from the other side. I shouldn't have taken you with me. But on some level, there's like this feeling of, I didn't want you to feel that regret of being angry with me, and now instead you're scarred from having been with me, and she's not sure which one would have been better. It is something that she thinks about on the other side. It's not that she's cured from that. It's something that her soul thinks about. But one of the biggest things that she wants you to know is, first of all, she had a grand plethora of angels to meet her and everything Hollywood could ever have to offer. And she wants you to know that she did not leave your side. She did not cross over. Her soul stayed by your side until you were at safety. And once she knew you were safe, she crossed over so she could better take care of you. Because, you know, that's one of the things that spirits who are afraid to cross over don't realize, is that it is very scary to cross over. Because, hi Oscar Joseph, because, oh, and Oscar's a lovely little conduit here too. So, honey, I can't lift you up right now. I love you, baby. You know, because you're in this flux of in between. So, you know, there is this feeling of fear that you still have. And if you get too caught in that, you become afraid to cross over. And sometimes, you know, you can kind of, you're not, the light doesn't really go away. It's just you can't see it as well. You know, it's more gray than a light. You know, it's more of a mist than anything. They're showing me it's like this gray little mist, this tiny little light, and it's like you're just scared of it. Because aren't we all afraid of the mist? Thank you, Stephen King. Wait, was that Stephen King? He had The Fog. That story scared the shit out of me. I was thinking about that earlier. I wonder what that has to do with this. And so what spirits sometimes have to realize is that they think that they can stay here and protect their person, but really it's when you cross over that you can grant them the greatest protection. And she wants you to know that her soul never crossed over or left your side. And she says she might have even felt me until I knew that you were safe, until I knew that you were going to be all right. And then I crossed over so I could better come around and protect all three of you. She says the greatest sorrow was leaving her children. She's such a lovely woman. She's been with me for a full year. Popping in and out. She doesn't stay with me all the time. But there have been a few things, and she has come here to guide me because she is an ascended soul on the other side. On whatever ascension level she is. And I'm being told one of her gifts on the other side is to come to this side and counsel humans. I think that's very interesting, and I like that. Thank you very, very much, Miss Grace. So that's what she is telling me to tell you. And if her husband has not passed, if her prince has not passed, she wants you to let him know that she eternally loves him, has never forgotten him, and he is just still the light of her life. Oh, how she loves him. And if he has passed away, oh, she has her prince, and he has his princess. He says the princess she could never be in life, she is now. And they show me Cinderella. And they're just dancing around. I walk with She tells me that meeting her husband was like a dream. She said she was already living a dream and then she met him. She tells me um he was such a charmer. I never understood that there could be something more than what I was doing in that moment. That there could be a different form of a character to play, and then in private have this beautiful sweetness that nobody on the outside saw. She liked that internal working of their relationship. And to a lot of people, she says, it may seem, Martha, that I wasn't free. But she goes, you have no idea really how free I was. Her greatest sorrow was leaving his side. But I think on some level he knew too. My hand feels stuck. I don't know why my hand feels stuck, and then my palm was sweating. Bodhisattva Akalokit Shavara. I'm not pronouncing that correctly. The Bodhisattva of compassion felt compelled to liberate all creature from suffering, able to manifest as many different genders, ages, and shapes. Avalokiteshvara looked out upon all the beings in the universe and saw how many of them were embroiled in their sufferings by their attachments and their delusions. Being chained to their egos, trapped them in their cycle of death and rebirth, and the creatures of the universe were unable to achieve enlightenment. I'm not going to pronounce these right. The Bodhisattva, that's wrong, was filled with sorrow, and with tears flowing from their eyes, asked the many Buddhas, those who had achieved enlightenment and escaped the perpetual cycle of death and rebirth, to advise them on how to aid all the beings who suffered. The Buddhas told Avalokiteshvara that if they wished to help all the creatures of the universe, they must be motivated by kindness, love, and compassion, and must never give up or grow tired of their work. And I feel like right now Grace is asking me to stop to let you know that the words, she wants you all to know that in this universe we must be motivated by kindness, love, and compassion, and we must never give up or grow tired of this work, because it's this work that brings us together as a humanity. And she says being able to be in all the places that she was in, and especially in the second stage of her life, she says she was really able to see more. I don't know if she did some kind of humanitarian work, but she said she's really able to see at a heightened perspective of what was really going on in the world. And she says compassion liberates everything. Empathy liberates everything. Looking at someone and going, all right, let me help you. liberates everyone. And what also liberates everyone is when you look at someone, she says, and you know they're going to fuck you over. And I'm sorry. Oh my God, I am so absolutely sorry I said the word. Apologize. I don't know what that was about. Did she silently every once in a while swear and then she would feel bad about swearing? It's odd because I don't normally feel bad about swearing. But she says it's this compassion that liberates everything in the universe, everything in the world. And when you get to that point where you know that someone is not going to be up to, when you know that that person just doesn't have compassion in them, but they still want something, that's the moment where you just have to call out the lack of compassion. Because along with giving compassion is understanding when there's a lack of compassion and you don't want to fill that compassion bubble because that person needs to find compassion somewhere. She says that's so very important for you to learn. They use their powers to manifest into the forms needed to aid each individual, including minor kings, generals, monks, beggars, wives, young maidens, children, animals, dragons, monsters, and more. Avalokiteshvara worked tirelessly and helped many people escape from suffering. But when the Bodhisattva looked around, they realized the number of beings suffering had not diminished at all, for the number of creatures was infinite. And with that, their head broke into 11 heads, 10 with benevolent faces, and 1 with a wrathful face, because sometimes tough love is needed to better spread the message of enlightenment. Then their arms broke into 1,000 arms, each with an eye in the palm, to better see and do the work needed to spread enlightenment. Note, Avalokiteshvara were the most popular and famous of the Bodhisattvas, and it is believed that everyone has been touched by them at some point in their life. And you know, wasn't that what I said earlier? It was learning the compassion of both ways. It's learning the compassion of giving and the compassion of not giving. And we always think it's terrible as a society not to give, but she says it's not terrible as a society not to give. It's terrible to give to the point where people are taking and not, she says, paying it forward. And she says, think of the movie Pay It Forward. She says in the end of that movie, she says, what happens? And I'm not even being allowed to say that. Yeah. She says, what happens? Who were the only people that paid it forward? The mother and the grandmother. And when the mother and the grandmother paid it forward, what happened? The other people they paid it forward to were so grateful that they paid it forward, and it became a loop. And that's what she says this is all about. This is all about paying it forward. It is all about, it is she's saying it's understand that agreeing to disagree is not only gaslighting, but it also means that this person is trying to get you to see them in a safer light than what they actually are. And being told to take this message how it's resonating for whoever this is hitting at this moment. So I'm also being told, like, if you're in a relationship and you're really kind of doubting, oh wow, it was a huge burp. It's okay to doubt your relationship. Whatever you feel your gut is telling you, go with it. If you don't feel good in this relationship, it's always okay to leave. Your mom is telling me to tell you. Your mom wants you to know, whoever's mom this is, hello. Your mom wants you to know that it is okay for you to leave that relationship. No one is going to think bad of you. And if they do, that's on them. Because if they can't see how bad this relationship is for you and whomever may be surrounding you, then that's all on them. Your mom is giving you permission to leave this abusive relationship. Your mom is giving you permission to leave this person that is cheating on you. Your mom is giving you permission to not try anymore in a relationship where you have tried to the point where you just can't any longer. Your mother is giving you permission to stop and quit. She is giving you permission to leave. She doesn't want to see you, obviously, and you don't want to see her. If you feel that way, she says, please get the help that you need. But this is what I'm being told by a collective. I'm being told this is a collective of moms, and they want their children to know, Miss Grace is bringing them through, that you're safe and it's okay if you leave this relationship. We are not going to be disappointed. We are going to be there to guide you and help you get to the safety that you need and get the things that you're going to need. Okay? They're very adamant about this, and they're saying some of you might be very highly religious, and you might be thinking about how your mom struggled through and just did it, and you should do that too. On the other side, they want you to know that that was the biggest mistake they ever did. They wish they had taken you away. So if you are feeling this way now, just know that your mom is giving you permission to leave and to not do and repeat the same mistakes that she made. She does not want that for you. I am specifically being told this has nothing to do with a father. This is completely and totally a mother. This mother is giving you permission as her daughter to leave this relationship. Take your children and go. This came up in another message earlier, and I think it was the same mom collective kind of coming through, or a mom coming through. But they want you to know that they're proud of you, no matter what your choices are. They're not going to be disappointed if you stay. But they want you to know that you have permission to leave, and they don't have to give you permission. You have to give yourself permission. You have to give yourself that grace to stop and step back and go, I can't make this any better. We're agreeing to disagree, and it's gaslighting, and I'm not feeling in a safe light, and the more I'm trying to rush this, the longer it is taking. And they're putting so much pressure on the process that it can't process. And the biggest problem is you're becoming harder the more you're staying here, and you're thinking, well, if I just, it's been this many years, maybe it'll get better next year. And you keep seeing these little things that get better, and then it just goes away. And your mom wants you to know that that happened to her too, and that it didn't get better. Your dad never got better. He just got worse. He got more complicit, and she became his servant. And that's not what she wants. She doesn't want you to feel that way. She doesn't want you to have this much pressure, because there is a normal amount of pressure that people have in this world, and she says this is not for her baby girl. And Miss Grace says she's bringing this message through because she said this is something that she and the other mothers on the other side, oh my God, there's like a whole mother's committee. You should see her and my mom. My God, the two of them are thick as thieves. I am telling you, I only know about her third daughter because she and my mom talk about me and her. It is just surreal. Let me tell you, be clairvoyant, everybody. Be clairvoyant. But I feel the goddess Saraswati here as well. Thank you, goddess. And so, yeah. You are safe to leave. You are safe to leave this person. Please do. She says, I promise you, I will gift you flowers. You will start to see purple flowers. If you start seeing purple flowers, that is your mom. That is your sign. She says, I approve of you going. If you start drawing purple flowers, anywhere you see a flower that's purple, that might look like a flower, that might look purple, if you see it out of the corner of your eye and then you notice it's blue, but you were like, my God, that looked like a purple flower, that was your sign from me. It's okay to go. It's okay to exit the great grass. It is okay to leave in the middle of the night and not tell anyone where you're going. It is okay to leave family. It is okay to leave friends. It is okay to find your peace, she says, because in life, I did not have my peace. And Miss Grace is bringing this through. And Miss Grace is saying, I had my peace. I loved my husband. I loved my children. But she says there's a whole collective of mothers up here who are not in happy relationships, and they need their daughters to know that it's okay to leave those unhappy relationships because they wish they had been able to leave them too. And they don't want you to get stuck like that card just did in a relationship that you don't like. And they're like, even if it's been 15 years and you're like, I'm in a rhythm, is that rhythm really happy and suiting your body and soul? Or would it just be easier if you went, okay, I can't do this anymore, and this is where I am, and now, whether or not he likes it, there has to be a separation because I need to find a rhythm for myself and my children, or just for myself. They're also showing me this isn't necessarily a person with children. This could also just be a person by themselves or a person with a dog just trying to give it the last old college chance. Their mom's like, stop, it's not going to happen. Grace says there are a lot of mothers very concerned up there about their babies. Just not leaving when they should. You know what I'm saying? Is there anything else we'd like to include in this? And your moms want you to know that they love you so much. That's why they bring this up, because they want all of your safety. See thine enemy as thyself. If that was the best they had, what was their worst? Oh, shit. We won't sit and shut up to have them shut up the voices of voters. Texas State Senate 2025. We won't sit and shut up to have them shut up the voices of voters. So basically what this is saying is, see the enemy in front of you and understand, like, seriously, like, I mean, I don't really have to explain if that was the best they had, what was their worst. I really and truly feel like as I was saying that, there was someone watching this going, well, you know, he's trying. And your mom just came in and said, if that was the best he had, what was his worst? If his worst is outweighing his best, is his worst more often than his best? Was his best just now because he wanted to manipulate you to get you to do something that he wants you to do, and then after you do it, you're going to realize you were manipulated and now he's miserable again? Why are you going through that cycle, she says? Why are you going through that bicycle? She goes, I rode that bicycle for so long with your father, and you have got to get off of the back of my bicycle, because she goes, I need you to start walking now. I need you to walk, I need you to stop, I need you to smell the roses and look the hell around you, because you are not in Kansas, Dorothy. Because she says, we won't sit and shut up to have them shut up our voices. She said, he is shutting your voice up. He is shutting your voice down. And she says, there's a mother over there, and she says, your children are watching him shut your voice down, and they will learn how not to have voices of their own. I'm being shown the song Voices Carry. And your moms want you to know, I don't think you realize what a powerful soul you really are. That is what your mom wants you to know. And like it says, they may not respect your demons, but that's okay. They don't have to respect your dreaming. You know? And though triggering is not the same as disrespect, sometimes you can be disrespectful by purposefully triggering people. So, ooh, that came out. The Mom Collective. Okay, I'm going to call this a message for Grace's children plus the Mom Collective, something like that. So, and you know, and two, they say, don't forget that once you grow and find yourself, that partner is going to come out for you. They're going to find you, you know, and you're not going to be quite so sad. You know, you're not going to be in your 5 of Cups anymore. You know, you're not going to be crying over these 3 cups. And also, this is for a mom. Your mom wants you to remember the 2 cups behind you, because these 2 cups feel like children. And this feels like a mom that may have lost some children, and now she's really gone down deep into, it feels like, a sorrow. And I'm not saying that this sorrow isn't justified, but your mom, there's like this arm here. Let me show you. You see that arm here? This is actually the 5 of Cups. Okay. And your mom wants you to know that this arm is holding you down from the 2 children that you have. Okay? Now, now as somebody who has had fertility struggles and am infertile, I understand this loss. I understand it all. And whether this is 3 children that died in a car accident suddenly, 3 children that died suddenly, like you had 5 kids and 3 just died, like this is what I'm being told. Either you've had 3 miscarriages, or 3 children pass away from maybe the same illness or genetic disorder, I'm being told, but they need you to remember the other 2 children that you have. I'm also being told you need to remember your husband, and he needs to remember you. And if he asks you to get therapy, they're saying, please get therapy, okay? It's going to help you. They want you to be helped. They don't want you to live in this sorrow, with this sorrow just dragging you down. They want you to feel this hand from a different direction. They want you to feel this hand taking you from the shoulder and turning you around and embracing you in a hug. And when you turn around, you're going to see these 2 children. You're going to see your home. You're going to see your husband buried in that house. And it's not that you're going to forget these sorrows. It's that they're just not going to be dragging you down the way they are right now. So, I'm unsure of who that is for, but I truly do feel your sorrow. And as an infertile Earth Mother, I can tell you that sorrow is deep and great. And it doesn't get, And as someone who's experienced friends who have lost children, this is, no one can ever sit there lightly and say, get over it. There's no getting over it. There's coming to terms with the loss of all of it. But you can't sit here. You can't sit here because you're not on the shore. You're just walking into the water, and that's just drowning. And you can't drown. You can't be pulled down by the undertow anymore because your kids need you. They need you to turn around and see them, okay? Because as you see them grow, you're going to be able to see the different things that these children would have done, and it's going to hurt. But you're going to also sit there and go, I couldn't do that with them, so let's all bring those children with us as I experienced this with these 2 children. Have the experience with these children that you're not going to get with these. Because they're here. They're on terra firma. They're in your life. They're in your arms. And all they want to be is in your arms and in your attention. I'm also being told maybe this is someone who drinks. Maybe this is someone who does something over excessive. Your children want you in their lives, okay? And at some point, I'm being told as they grow older, they're going to stop asking, okay? And your mom says that will be your greatest sorrow, is when they stop asking. And they're going to stop asking because they're just going to walk away. So you have that choice to make now. And it's not just you. There are many. There are lots of moms on the other side concerned. They show me MAD, M-A-D-D, Mother is Against Drunk Driving. So I don't know how that resonates for you, or if you maybe forgive yourself. Because the more you hang on to this, the more it is literally leeching the energy from your soul. Okay? I know I say let this go. I know it's hard to let go, but start letting the pieces of it go. Start standing up and going, okay, I did this. I have to take responsibility for it. It hurts. I have to cry about it. Also, there's something about pugs, and I think I'm going to have a wiggle pug behind me in a minute. Wiggling all over this sofa. But it's time to not be pulled under the undertow. This isn't Jaws, somebody said. So, Yeah, because this person is really in their Eight of Swords. Well, and you know, that's the thing too, Miss Grace. That's the thing too. You know, had you not taken, you know, this was the choice for Miss Grace too. You know, was it, do I take her with me, and do I take her with me and have her scarred that way, or do I not take her with me and have her scarred this way where she's gonna regret forever not being there? Or, you know, maybe I could have stopped it. You know, whatever silly things we think in our head that aren't normal. It's not that they're not normal, it's that they're not helpful. You know, they're normal thoughts that just aren't helpful in the long grand scheme of it, you know? Druids and the white stag. But eventually, you have to make that change, don't you? You got to balance that light with the dark, because if you don't do it, who's going to? You're the only one who can close that book. You're the no wonder I have a book out. You're the only one that can make that change, and you can only make it beneath the moon. You're the only one that can see that moon, because that moon sees you and it knows truly who you are in your heart, and only you know who you are truly in your heart. And Grace doesn't just have, this isn't just the Mother's Collective on the other side. This is also a message for Grace's children, is you know who you are on the inside, and you knew who I raised you to be. See thine enemy as thyself. Know who you are on the inside. We got wiggle pugs. Did Grace like pugs or something? I was also told you're not the drama llama. So if someone thinks that they're the drama in their relationship, but really they're in an abusive relationship, you are not the drama llama. More information is needed. Convergence is coming. Alignment is coming. Review is due. Sit in stillness, you know? So, at the end of the day, guys, it's up to you and what you do. But Grace's kids, listen when your guides hiss. Your guides, thank you. Sarcasm. Wow. Pugs see everything. Pugs see everything. What the heck, man? Pugs have been coming up in my, I mean, not that I don't have one, but they may not respect your demons, but that's okay. So yeah, so this is the message for Miss Grace's children. She loves you so much. She has seen everything you've done, and she's so proud of you. Like, she's like brilliantly, blindingly, brightly the sunshine on the other side. And for the other daughters that needed to hear this, your moms love you. Your moms love you. If there is a masculine and his feminine watching, obviously your mom loves you too. Remember, whoever's listening, your parents love you. They do. On the other side, they do love you. If you had bad parents and you do not love them, you do not need to contact them, and just know that those are not the parents that came forward. However, if you're still here and you're like, I don't like my mom, you may have a trusted human who is like a mom person on the other side telling you it's okay, leave the relationship, baby. Like my friend Linda would be a mom person on the other side who would probably come through. Actually, she would come through snorting, because I know her, and tell me, Martha, you gotta leave him now. Because that's how she was. She was freaking red-headed Pennsylvania Mennonite girl. Your soul could be guiding people towards their higher timeline. Yeah, that. If I try to rush my person, it'll take them longer to get home, which I take as if I try to rush myself, it will take me longer to get home. But yeah, remember, every little change you make in your soul goes out in your energy and helps other people to have the bravery to make the tiny little changes they need in their life. You know what I'm saying? So I hope this was helpful. I love you. Remember, Grace's children, your mom loves you. And to all the little girls out there, your mommy loves you. And your trusted mommy human loves you. And as I always say, Be good, behave, be happy. And it's 6 o'clock. 611. October 11th, 6 o'clock. Complete 600. Complete balance. Be good, behave, be happy, and be yourself. And remember, good night, God bless you, we love you, and you're enough, and you're not too much. And anyone who says that you are is wrong. I love you.